Hi guys. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than how I normally do. Well, I'll tell you kind of like what this video is about, what inspired it. Well, recently I've been thinking how I've never really talked much about myself on a personal level. You know, about like how my life is, like about my life as a whole. I mean, like personally and all that. If that makes sense. I mean, the most that really anybody knows about me, if you watch my videos, is that, you know, what my name is. I live in Mississippi, and I'm a Smallville fan. That's really about anything. That's about all anybody knows about me, if I can get that out right. But today's video, I'm going to add something else, you know, to what people know about me if you watch my videos. Before I begin, though, let me tell you what inspired this video. And this will also tell you what this video is going to be about too. But anyway, a few days ago, I was on the IMDb message board for Smallville. Someone posted a message saying, you know, asking had anyone ever not asked someone out and regretted it. Myself included. You know, quite a few people were responding and saying they had. And anyway, and that's basically what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to tell you guys about what I look at now as my biggest regret in high school, or from high school. To be honest with you, I really don't think about, you know, my high school days a whole lot. I prefer not to. I didn't much like high school or college, but that's another story. But the person in this story, I'm going to tell you, she's one of the only things from high school I really ever think about. So actually, she's probably one of the only, I mean, even remotely positive things I have to think about high school. But anyway, I guess I'll get to tell you the story and everything. Just to keep it simple, I guess I'll tell you what her first name is. Her first name is Allison, and hopefully this video won't come back to bite me in the future, you know, in some awkward fashion or something. But yeah, that's her first name. Allison was a cheerleader in high school. I mean, look at me. I mean, let's be stereotypical from. I mean, something like that doesn't happen every day for me, or did it? I mean, not to put myself down or anything, but. Hey, okay, anyway, moving on. Yeah, anyway, when basically I met this girl in my junior year in high school. She was a sophomore. She's a year younger than I am. It just so happens that, you know, that particular year we had a year-long class together, and that's basically how we met, was through this class. And she, and yes, it's this girl that is who I regret not asking out in high school. I mean, even to this day, 9 years later, whenever I think about it, I still kick myself for not asking her out. For me, she's the one. You know how, you know, some people say that phrase, you know, the one that got away and everything. Looking back, I think that she's the one that, you know, that phrase is for me. But anyway, let me see. She always made it pretty obvious, I think, that she was into me and she wanted me to ask her out. You know, she kind of had like a crush on me or something. I remember. Looking back, it was something I never really thought about until now that I'm looking back. There's like I remember like the first day of class, you know, when we had to do the whole, you know, introduction thing, where we had to like tell everybody about ourselves. I was on one side of the room, she was on the other, and as I was like doing my little introduction, I remember her like kind of like, you know, like, I remember her kind of like looking at me kind of with like a little daydreaming expression on her face. You know, like one of those kinds of expressions. You know what I'm talking about. Um, anyway, like I said, she would always make it pretty obvious she was into me. I mean, just the way she would act around me and talk to me and everything. I mean, like probably one of the things she would always do. I mean, this girl, honest to goodness, could not take her eyes off me. She literally almost could not take her eyes off me. Like that year. And I do mean that literally, by the way. I mean, it got to the point that if I looked up, chances are she would be staring at me. And it was one of those things where like when you catch a person looking at you, they would like quickly look away or whatever. I mean, if I could, whenever I would catch her like staring at me and watching me. She would always start looking. She would continue looking at me, but then she would like get these huge grins on her face, and continue like staring at and watching me and everything. And I remember I had girls tell me like, "Dude, ask her out." Believe me, girls don't sit there staring at guys with big grins on their faces for no reason. Everybody said it sounded like she was really into me and everything. But yeah, it's just things like that. She made it pretty obvious. She made it pretty obvious that she wanted me to ask her out. At least I thought so. And believe me, I did want to ask her out. You have no idea how much I wanted to ask her out. But there are several reasons why I couldn't or didn't. If you're wondering, what about now? Well, even though I don't really get on Facebook too much, she is on my. We do have each other on our friend list on there. But that's the sad fact is she's actually dating somebody now. So it's not like I can somehow set up a situation where I can ask her out. Obviously not on Facebook, but I'm just talking about maybe somehow I could see her somewhere. But even if I did, I wouldn't be able to. Let me tell you. If you're in the position where you're wanting to ask somebody out, but you don't know if you should or not, please do it. Don't be like me and then for one reason or another not ask the person out and then spend the rest of the time wondering what might have happened. Please just ask the person out. Save yourself all the trouble. Believe me when I say you'll be better off knowing one way or the other. I always tell myself that if I'm ever in the position to ask this girl out again, even though maybe she won't say yes now, but I always tell myself whether she says no or not to me now. If I'm ever in a position where I can, I'm going to ask her out, just to see, because I've often told myself, to be honest with you, I'm planning on moving, hopefully out of state, when I can. I've often told myself that if someone walked up to me tomorrow saying that they would finance everything for me, I could pick anywhere I wanted to move and they would pay for everything. I'm just daydreaming about this. But if someone did that to me, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even have to really think about it. I would take it. Because I don't plan on staying here much longer anyway. I'm going to move as soon as I can. But truthfully, the one hesitation I would have would be this girl, and that's mainly because, like I said, I hope eventually I'll get the chance to ask her out. Obviously after if she and a guy breaks up, obviously. That's what I'm assuming, of course, when I say that. Even if she says no, I would rather have a definite answer than spend the rest, my life wondering. But yeah, anyway, I mean, that's, I guess, the quick version of like my story. Yeah. I mean, because I still hate it too. Because I mean, I mean, from what I know of her, obviously, she's pretty much everything I've always looked for in a woman. Like that. In a dating sense, she's always seemed like she's like a very nice, sweet person and everything. And for example. But yeah. Anyway, that's my story for today. As quick as it was. For some reason, in my mind, this seemed like the story would take a lot longer. But anyway, thank you for watching. And I mean, and by the way, I know what some people are just dying to say to comment on this video. And if you say it, I'm going to remove it. If you say anything in the shoulda, woulda, coulda thing or any crap like that, I'm going to remove it. Because that's not what the purpose of this video is for. I'm just going to point that out. Because I know somebody will be dying to say that when they watch this. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. That's my story as quick as it was. But, that's my biggest regret from high school. So, see you guys next time.